That's where I came from yesterday. It was very clear, well-maintained, great trail. And today, I think it will be a little bit more bushwacky. Ooh. Fresh cuts. That is great news for me. First blowdown of the trail. I'm gonna go this way. There will be a lot more of those on the PNT. There is a second one. Oh, here's another one. And another one. Guess I should do a before and after. These are my legs before hiking the PNT. There's no scratches. Woo! After I passed Mokawanis Junction, I've gone over about 20 good-sized blowdowns so far. That is the Mokawanis Cascade. That's where I came from. There's Glen Lake where I camped. I came up this way. There was only blowdowns for about a mile after Mokawanis Junction, and then once I got out of the forest, it's just been overgrowth. The rock layers in Glacier are so cool. Here's Atsina Lake, and I think my trail goes up this way and that way. Today, the trail will take me over my first big challenge of this adventure, and that is Stoney Indian Pass, and it will be very covered in snow. And I have a healthy amount of fear for this plan because I think I'm one of the first few people to go over the PNT and Glacier this year, and I don't know what I'm going to find up there. I'm comfortable with long snow traverses, and I know where the snow is from my live satellite imaging, but I'm not prepared for, say, a 60-degree solid ice wall. But the most important thing is to know your skill level and to be truly, genuinely willing to turn back and able to when you come to something that's above your skill level. There's usually a bridge, but no bridge in yet. So I crossed here. It was pretty fast and deep, but manageable. And now my feet are very wet and very cold. Where is the trail? I think it's this way. I think I found it. Traveling on snow is, you never really know where you're going. Ooh, but I think I found the right way. That looks like trail. Oh yeah. And I'm off trail. I need to go left. Snow's making a very interesting shape over there with the dirt. I'm above the trail. Let's see it. Right over there. Got it. My snow skills were a little rusty for the first few minutes. It's been a few years since I last had any snow challenges, but I'm picking it back up. This is a good example of the choices you have to make with stream crossings. Here it's narrow but very fast, and over here it's wide but shallow. So I'm gonna take that route. Okay, there's Watchduty Mountain, and Stoney Indian Pass is up there, so I have to decide the best route to get over it. I'm at the switchbacks part up to Stoney Indian Pass. And sometimes it's easier to just go straight up the snow and cut the switchbacks. You can't do that on dirt because it'll degrade the quality of the trail, but on snow, it's sometimes a lot more energy efficient. Some little animal burrow. Oh. I'm working hard for this. Oh, it is so beautiful out here. Oh, I am so happy and so thankful to be out here. I had a lot of help getting through my herniated disc time. I could not have gotten back out here on my own, and I really do feel fully back. If I can climb up here, I am fully healed. Okay, I made it to the pass. This is Stoney Indian Pass at 6,888 feet. I came from that way, and here is the new valley I'm going into. That's Stoney Indian Lake down there. I'm trying a new turtle chip flavor. I really like these. This is the Malatang flavor, I think. Okay, now it's time to get down the other side. I came up the south side, and that was hard, but well within my wheelhouse. But now I'm going down the north side, which could be more difficult. Yeah, it's a little steeper on the north side. Don't know where the trail goes from here. I'm on a slope, I think. Maybe it goes down there? That was a tough section, those steep walls traversing. I'm gonna glitz-aid. palisading is fun, but your butt gets so cold. Okay, I was going down, but I think I've hit the trail again. I think this is it. I see something that may be too difficult. There's the trail. That's fine. But here the trail is completely under snow, right down to the lake. Which that'd be a long traverse on probably a steep slope. And here, kind of looks like the trail goes, I think you can still get around it, but I'm gonna have to look at it directly to see if it's possible. Okay, it doesn't look as intimidating from down here. Once I get over there, it's pretty gentle slope. There's just this steep part right at the beginning that I need to be very careful of. I do have to get my feet a little wet. Whew. I'm on a little rock island. I'm halfway through. I'm done with the steeper part and the rest looks a lot easier. That's my trail over there. I was very happy that once I got on the snow, it felt very comfortable for me. I think there's a lot of people for whom it would not have felt at all comfortable, but the snow was really good, the angle was good, it wasn't too steep. It just felt like a lot of the other snow crossings I've done, and I just went really high to give myself room to maneuver, and so I kept myself far away from the lake hazard. And I would have turned back if it didn't feel okay, but I did also prepare for a worst case scenario, just in case I fell in the lake. I had my Garmin attached to my shirt, I had my headlamp in my pocket, and I had my ice axe attached to my shirt rather than my pack, and my pack strap's completely undone. So if I did slide into the lake, just abandon the pack, swim to shore, and then walk right back out to town, which is only 17 miles away. Poop warning. This is great news for me. That's fresh horse poop, which should mean that any hazards I am going to come across soon should be something navigable by horse. The horse poop was a lie. There is no way a horse got past this. That was a deceptively nasty blowdown. There's an under one. Oh, I don't like the under. Oh, I don't even know where to go from here. Maybe not under. I don't even know this way is gonna work either. Maybe. Still looking at that. I'm 0.3 miles away from a really good lunch spot and I need a break, but every 10th of a mile there's just this huge, really proper blowdown to get around. Sad news, I lost my cold soaking jar. It was in here, and now it's not. I had forgotten one of the rules of going around blowdowns is to always check your side pockets after you go around a particularly difficult one. Because I am sure that it was one of those blowdowns where I was really just squeezing through. One of those pulled it out of my pack. That and my spoon. I was trying out a peanut butter jar because it's narrower. I thought it would be easier in the pockets, but the Talenti jar kept things a little more snug, so I've retightened everything. Got my bear spray. All right, should be good to go. Also, the forecast did not mention this today, but it is raining. It started sprinkling earlier, so I put everything fully waterproofed. Now I'm glad I did because it's coming down a little harder now. And now I'm on the official CDT, which ends at Waterton. The Chief Mountain start that most people do is actually an alternate. Now I'm between Pass Creek Cabin and Waterton, and there's fresh cuts. Looks like this section has already been maintained for the season. I made it to the gazebo and the ranger station at Waterton Lake. And just in time, because this storm really just picked up out of nowhere. High winds, cold, rain. Okay, well, out of nowhere, there is a huge high wind warning, and I was going to stay at a campsite that's like another 0.3 miles that way. It's not very protected, but there's a shelter, the goat haunt. So the ranger was super nice. We got me booked over there instead, and also gave me a Tupperware to replace my cold soap jar. Okay, now I just have to get over there, but it's raining so hard. I'm gonna sprint this trail. Wow. That is so pretty. Okay, I'm staying at the Goat Haunt shelter. This place is super swanky. It's not raining anymore, but it's the perfect place to be when it is. It's got this whole indoor area with a fireplace, which we're not doing. You can hang out, you can eat, you can be dry. Oh, there's charging, potable water, a real bathroom with flushing toilets, toilet paper, a sink, soap, paper towels, and trash, and recycling. And a bear box so that we don't have to hang our food. Oh, it's so nice. Here's the view. It's 9:45 p.m., by the way, and the sky is this light. That's the gazebo where I was earlier when it was pouring, and it kept pouring all afternoon. And there's other hikers here, and I learned how to play cribbage, which is actually really fun. And these super sweet sheltered places for us to stay. I will add this back in later, but my final assessment for going over Stoney Indian Pass on the PNT this early, when the snow water equivalent on Flattop Mountain is 17 inches, I think if you have actual mountaineering experience, it may actually feel easy. But for most hikers, even those who are decently comfortable on snow, the big problem is that the huge hazard, the biggest hazard of the whole trail, is at the very end at that lake, after you've already gone all the way up and over a bunch of really difficult sections of snow. Then you finally get to the very last hazard, is the lake. And the lake has a lot of exposure and it's a long slog, so you already need to be very, very comfortable with that level of exposure and risk.